Live images from Owerri, where President Muhammadu Buhari has just alighted from his from his jets and been greeted by a delegation of the government officials of Imo State, that's the Owerri, the state capital, as well as other top government functionaries, members of the assembly, and other stakeholders. President Buhari is on a working visit to Imo State. Today, he'll be commissioning some roads and housing infrastructure, including the Imo State House of Assembly. Then he will have meeting with government officials as well as stakeholders within the Imo State and the environs. So you're seeing those images right now as he's expecting the guard of reception being put up in his honor. President Buhari is clad in white attire and then with a traditional, iconic red Igbo cap. So today, Mr. President is all in the southeast, and he will be proceeding to make further officials. Then, of course, his motorcade will be moving from the Tarmac at the airport to other events that are scheduled for him to commission. But right now, a very brief presentation, a welcome will be done for him to take the anthem of the Federal Republic. Take a listen. You're watching the traditional military salutes, and that is given to accommodate the head of state, president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces by a combination of the army, the Air Force, as well as the Navy on the tarmac of the airport in Owerri, the Imo State capital. These are all ceremonial due Mr. President as the head of the commander-in-chief, and now he's making his way back to where he will go on another very brief shuttle from the airport, and then we'll follow through with other coverage that we have on the ground as to where Mr. President will be landing in a few minutes as he's about to board this Air Force jets, which will take him into the city of Owerri itself, and he'll be meeting with other top government officials and other stakeholders. So you're watching this live coverage from Owerri, southeast Nigeria, the Imo State capital. here on Arise News. We're following this very closely. Mr. President will be commissioning some of the road projects that the Imo State government had put in place. President Buhari's administration believes and says it prides itself in road and rail infrastructure over the past 7 years. So we'll be commissioning some of those roads today. We'll take you through that here as we get this, as we're covering these images for you. Then, of course, we will be following through some of the meetings that he will be having today with the stakeholders in Imo State and the states in that Southeast Nigeria. So that's very crucial as well for you. We're reporting that all through today. But the Nigerian Air Force jet is about to take off, and we'll follow that up. That's President Buhari's walking visit today to Imo State in Southeast Nigeria.
Yes, they should go out from me. Yeah, they should go. I don't know if they are still live with me.
So we're going to see, we're going to be touching down with the president. And then, we've got our production crew here on Arise News covering end-to-end the President Buhari's working visit to Imo State. That is taking place or following in the footsteps of Mr. President today and his host in Imo State. That is part of our coverage here on Arise News today, live from Owerri. The Nigerian Air Force helicopter will be taking off momentarily, and then will be followed by the Nigerian Navy's helicopter gunship, which is just sitting next to the Nigerian Air Force. Then, of course, we'll follow on very important. We'll follow very closely what Mr. President has to say when he will be commissioning those projects and those meetings. We'll take those presentations from Mr. President as well as other speakers, including the governor of Imo State, who is the chief host of this very particular working visitation by President Muhammadu Buhari, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will be joined by other stakeholders as they depart from the airport back into the city proper. You get all those feeds coming through from here, and that will be live here on the channel. So keep that with us here as we will in and out of our regular programming here on Arise News. Yes, we're looking at the split images on the screen right now as President Buhari's Nigerian Air Force helicopter is taking off from the Buhari'S airport and into the city, where he will be commissioning the first phase of the 56-kilometer Owerri-Okigwe Road under the administration of Governor Hope Uzodinma. The executive governor of Imo State is waiting to welcome President Muhammadu Buhari, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces at that particular location. President Buhari will formally, with his host and other top government officials of Imo State, commission very important road in Imo State, the heartland of Southeast Nigeria, very rich area in agriculture, agro-allied industries as well. So this is very important in terms of opening up the economies and in terms of agriculture, agro-allied and other businesses in Imo State and the rest of the southeast, as it were. So this is what is being part of what President Buhari will be commissioning today. We've got our team on the ground who's giving us the live images right now. A brief reception that will take place there. We expect President Buhari and his chief host, Governor Hope Uzodinma, the executive governor of Imo State, to make a few comments as well. Most likely we'll also hear from the contractor who's in charge of the project as well, which is now being completed and being flagged off. Of course, as you expect, security is also tight around there as Mr. President touched down in southeast Nigeria. And of course, there are billboards around there as well, which you can see on the part of the images on your screen, welcoming Mr. President of this working visit to Imo State. And of course, what follows thereafter will be a few other commissioning that President Buhari will do. And after that, having some of the meetings with the governor, his executive team, as well as other stakeholders in Imo State and the southeast as well. So it's a very big day, the heart of southeastern part of Nigeria, where President Buhari is doing a working visit. This is part of the Owerri-Okigwe Road, where President Buhari will be making a touchdown and will be well received by the hospitality of the government and the people of Imo State under His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma. That they're already getting into action. The welcoming reception is of traditional songs and dances, which is part of the very rich culture of Nigeria across the country, and in the southeast today in particular, will be part of what you will enjoy if you're watching this from outside Nigeria. You see that coming through. It's a very warm welcome by His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State of Mr. President today. So this commissioning will be part of opening up the business economy and agriculture in particular, and trade within Imo State as well as other parts of the southeast. So this is a very important road that will be part of the artery of doing business in southeast. So keep an eye on this as we bring you all these images for you live here on Arise News. And we just still keeping one eye on the inauguration of President William Ruto in Kenya, who will be succeeding President Uhuru Kenyatta. Curtain falls on Kenyatta's administration, and a new horizon begin for William Ruto and his deputy as they take on the economy of East Africa's largest economy and one of the biggest economies on the African continent. Kenya has seen some robust growth in many years. Now we're looking at all of these images as William Ruto becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Kenya. We're back now in Owerri, southeast Nigeria, in Imo State, where we're seeing some traditional dances, and we're going to listen into that because I wanted to enjoy this very rich culture. So I'm going to stop talking and allow you to see what is being put together for Mr. President, just as you'll be touching down from the Nigerian Air Force helicopter from the Owerri International Airport to the point where we'll be commissioning the first of two road infrastructure, the Owerri-Okigwe Road. It's about 52-kilometer road. That's quite extensive. If you ask me, 56-kilometer road, and this will be really open up business, trade and commerce in Imo State and the entire southeast. Let's listen into the traditional songs and dances taking place.
Watching live pictures from Owerri, the Imo State capital, where President Muhammadu Buhari is visiting the state to commission the 2 signature road projects of the 3R administration. The president will as well commission the newly reconstructed Imo State House of Assembly complex. Some of the critical road projects that will be commissioned by the president are the 36-kilometer dualized Owerri-Olu Road and the first phase of the dualized 53-kilometer Owerri-Okigwe Road.
Okay, I think the president.
President Buhari arriving at Tarmac Airport at Imo State, and he was welcomed.
You fought a hard fight.
Is also here in company of our dear candidate for Igbo North.
Remain on us, remain on us, remain on us.
Announcing the arrival of the brigade commander.
The brigade commander of the small field at the brigade Ohaneze is here now. Welcome you. We also welcome the State Commissioner of Police to this august occasion. Thank you very much. The Assistant Inspector General of Police. Thank you so very much.
I really want to let you know that the Super High Chief Tony Chukwu we are carrying Chineke.
These are just security officials.
Onwe ihe karịrị Chineke.
Hello Felix, can you hear me?
O ji chọọchị na ụlọ na ụzọ na ego na moto eme ọgọ. I can feel that in no distant time the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal
Yes,
So just a few minutes ago, we saw President Buhari arriving at the Sam Mbakwe Airport in Imo State, and he was welcomed by Governor Hope Uzodimma and members of his cabinet. As we see them currently, he was lifted by helicopter to this venue where the first proceedings of the day will take place. We do see the various dignitaries awaiting his arrival, and on the agenda very shortly will also be a 21 gunshot salute, as is the norm in Igbo land when a king visits. So that will be an honor of President Buhari, as we see members of the force all securing the premises. Of course, security is very top at the agenda of the state today to ensure that everything that is planned for the day is seamless.
And yes, these are projects of the first phase of the Owerri-Okigwe Road that will be commissioned today, along with the rebuilt Imo State House of Assembly complex. Very exciting to see progress on the Hope Uzodimma projects. These projects are to boost the economic and, of course, social life of the state and citizens, adding the state government also did spend quite a few billions to make sure everything was perfect today. And we see dignitaries, of course, lining up. Everyone is awaiting the arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari to kick off today's activities in Owerri, Imo State.
Now, this is the second visit by Mr. President within a space of roughly 1 year. During the last visit, the governor gathered Igbo leaders for the reception of Mr. President and used the opportunity to galvanize relationship between the Igbos and the Federation with a focus on the inclusion of Igbos in the administration and development of the nation. In a statement, the governor says Mr. President's second visit to Imo State within a year is a clear indication on the unprecedented developmental drive of the 3R government. Top on the president's itinerary during the visit would be the commissioning of Owerri Olu Road, a federal road built by the 3R government, and the newly built and furnished Imo State House of Assembly complex.
That's right. Now, just some details on the Owerri Olu Federal Road. It traverses through 6 local governments and has now been modernized into a dual carriageway. So that is a big feature. It also features solar-powered lights for night driving. So it is a significant development for this very busy highway in the state, in Imo State. And something that many are excited about. We do see that there are a number of people gathered. I'm referring to members of the public. At the moment, we see dignitaries arranging themselves. This is at Nwaori Ubi in Baitoli, where everybody is awaiting the arrival of the president. To Owerri in Imo State, where President Buhari is arriving at the junction where we will see the proceedings of the day continue, the commissioning of the Okigwe Olu Road. One part of the commissioning has already taken place at a separate venue, and we'll be awaiting to see the continuation of this auspicious occasion at this particular junction.
Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, the entourage is here. Any moment from now,
Pulling into the venue, we are awaiting the arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari, and we assume that he would be in a convoy behind some of these vehicles that have just pulled into the Owerri Olu axis of Imo State, where he will be commissioning these projects that will definitely impact the economic betterment for the citizens there. This is a project by the Hope Uzodinma-led administration, and walking in, of course, we have more dignitaries. Unfortunately, masks are covering faces, or actually fortunately masks are covering faces, as it seems COVID-19 protocols are being observed. But the identities of those on arrival are yet to be confirmed, but they're definitely all gathering for the arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari, who will be arriving to commission this stretch of road. Now, the Hope Uzodinma-led administration, ever since they entered into office, the state government has been working hard on constructing a lot of roads, and this is just one of them.
Well, of course, the 2 critical road projects slated for commissioning are the 36-kilometer dualized Owerri Olu Road and the first phase of the dualized 53-kilometer Owerri Okigwe Road. In a statement, the state governor Hope Uzodinma says the 2 roads qualify as one of the best roads in Nigeria and even anywhere in the world, and that the roads have made a difference in the economic development and improvement of the state, cutting across 7 local governments. Okay, so we can see that's President Muhammadu Buhari arriving for the commissioning. He's greeting traditional rulers and top government functionaries who are all in attendance to welcome him to Imo State.
Mr. President is exchanging standing praise with the distinguished personalities. They are lined up to welcome.
Now, of course, this occasion is taking place on the backdrop of a sit-at-home order issued by IPOB. And speaking to that earlier, our reporter on the ground, Abel Ejikeme, said that there was a good crowd in attendance, excited to witness this occasion, of course, excited to see President Buhari. And Governor Hope Uzodimma is now on the microphone as we are about to see the cutting of the ribbon at Owerri, Imo State.
To the glory of God. This road is an economic highway that takes us up to Abia State after we go to First River State. And this road has been abandoned for very years. Under your watch, Mr. President, we've been able to recover the road, and the road is now available and accessible to traders and farmers to stimulate economic activities, boost commerce and trade, and make life more meaningful to our people. Indeed, Mr. President, we are very grateful to you, and the quality of job done is world class. This is a humble pledge of Biafra. We invite you, Mr. President, to commission this road for use by our people. This guy is blocking this guy for the glory of God. Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel gravel on this road and the Green County. I told the governor because he is sitting beside me that he is writing his own history. Because generations after he left, they will be saying it was during time this road has been built. And the access has improved, the business community and so on. So congratulations for this achievement. Thank you.
Fifth crowd. Come this way, come this way.
Sorry, it's commission in the distance. Thank you very much. The beat is on the road.
We're heading to the government house. We'll hook up with Jonah. Jonah is in the House of Assembly where he's going now. So please,
Now we see the banquet where we look forward to hearing from President Buhari as well as Governor of Imo State. From Owerri, we are at the state banquet where we've just witnessed the singing of the national anthem. And as we await for the proceedings to begin, of course, in your picture there is President Buhari and Governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma. And we still hats removed as we continue to observe the national anthem.
President Muhammadu Buhari is on a walking visit to Imo State, where he's inaugurating 2 signature road projects of the 3R administration. He has also inaugurated the newly reconstructed Imo State House of Assembly complex. Earlier in a statement, the state government said that it is on record that the House of Assembly complex, prior to the emergence of the Uzodimma-led administration in Imo in 2020, had been in comatose and totally abandoned for about 11 years. But now the new assembly complex has been re-equipped and refurbished with the state-of-the-art equipment and gadgets and furnitures that have brought it to a world-class standard. And according to the state government, the new House of Assembly complex is in fact the best in Nigeria today. The project was delivered by the world-class Quran Diresta Construction Company of Manhattan that also delivered the Nigeria House in New York, and of course it's ready for inauguration by the president.
And as we can see, there are photos and video of the governor of the state and President Muhammadu Buhari in this newly refurbished complex in the banquet hall of the State House of Assembly. Now, President Buhari has had a very busy day today, commissioning projects up and within Imo State. The Hope Uzodimma-led administration, ever since they entered office, their government has been constructing quite a few roads. Earlier on in the day, the Owerri-Orlu Road, which is 98% completed, has been inaugurated, and the first phase of the Okigwe Road had also been completed from Owerri Anara in Ishaila Mbana local government, and the contract for the road is yet to be awarded, but we will get details on that soon. And let's go back to the banquet hall where talks are being held.
Your Excellencies, governors of other states and deputy governors represented at this occasion. Your Excellency, Barrister Mrs. Chioma Uzodimma, the wife of the governor of Imo State and First Lady of the state. Your Excellency, Professor Placid Njoku, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, and your lovely wife, members of the Senate and members of the National House of Representatives and members of the National Assembly, serving and former. The Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Honorable Barrister Kennedy Ibe. The Deputy Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Amara Iwanyangu, and other members of the State Assembly here present. Members of the Federal Executive Council under entourage of Mr. President, Your Excellencies, former governors here present, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, Chief Cosmos Iwu, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Barrister Nnamdi Anyahe, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Barrister C.O.C. Akolisa, and members of the State Executive Council here present, Dr. Ijoma Arodiobu, the National Vice Chairman Southeast of the All Progressives Congress, leading members of the APC National Working Committee to this occasion. The State Chairman, APC, Imo State, and members of the State Working Committee, Your Excellency, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator General Ike Nwachukwu, former service chiefs present, President General Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide, Professor George Obiozo, and members of the executive, faith-based leaders, that is, CAN State Chairman and State Chairman, Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, local government sole administrators, Your Royal Highness Eze Dr. E.C. Okeke Ezudo II, Amaifeke State Chairman, Traditional Rulers Council, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, Chairman, Imo State Elders Council, and members, Captain of Industries, leaders of thoughts and elder statesmen from Southeast Nigeria, distinguished invited guests, members of the fourth estate of the realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, who today is looking very completely like an Igbo man, and I dare give you an Igbo name. I therefore would like to give you an Igbo name, President Muhammadu Buhari Akachukwu, GCFR. Only a year and 3 days ago, you were in Imo State on an official visit to commission and inaugurate projects executed by the very visionary and ebullient governor of Imo State, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma. As at the 9th of September last year, when you came to Imo State, he was just barely 1 year in office. Many people are asking questions, Your Excellency, as to why are you visiting Imo again? And the answers are in public domain. The answers are that it is only when something is sweet that you want to visit a second time. The meals that were served you in Imo State were very sweet, and they have prepared yet other pots of different cuisines for you, and you have found time out of your very busy schedule to come grace these events, to commission more projects. And that is the answer to the questions. Something good is happening in Imo State that attracts the president to Imo again and again. At this point, Your Excellency, Mr. World-Class Projects, as the Imo Lights fondly call the governor of Imo State, has lived to his promise, the campaign promise of indeed and the entire Imo State of turning Imo State to a mini London, which is already in the offing despite the daunting challenges that he inherited. Based on his 3 R's, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery, the governor has done a yeoman's job and deserves a tremendous, resounding round of applause. I wish we have a type 4 of his kind in this geopolitical zone. Nigeria would be a lot better and a lot more unified. Please applaud the governor one more time. Your Excellency, Governor Hope Uzodimma, you have put your name on the sands of time for the things you have done within a very short period, and many more to come. And you must also agree with me that he's a man of tastes, class, panache, dexterity, and Imolites should not expect anything less than what you're seeing. Rather, there will be improvement on the things that you're seeing on ground. It is on this note, Your Excellency, that I'd like to, at this point in time, invite the SA protocol to the governor to please take charge at this point in time. Please let's welcome Honorable Bright.
Thank you, Gabriel. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we have a culture in Imo State that if you are happy with your august visitor, you must say welcome. May I humbly invite the governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, to say welcome in the Igbo tradition to His Excellency, Mr. President.
Excellency, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Your Excellencies, the Deputy Governor, the former governors, Honorable Ministers, the President General of Ohaneze, Ndigbo, Ndewono. Excellency, this assignment is a very difficult one, given that in this audience, we have traditional title holders from the 5 states of the Southeast, whose seniority one cannot easily establish as to who to recognize first and who not to recognize second. So on this note, I will crave your indulgence and the permission of Mr. President to use the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo as a point of contact and plead with him to, on behalf of the government and people of Imo State, present this caller to Mr. President and the audience. Ndewono.
Me to sit down. Oh, yes. Kola. Presentation is a very serious thing in Igbo land. A serious matter. Because if you go to an Igbo man's house, can even give you food, give you everything. But when you ask Onyekwere, that means did he give you cola? If you say no, if everything is cancelled. So, Mr. President, it is a sign of love. It is also a sign of friendship, peace. That is what cola represents in Igbo land. Chai, Igbo kwenu. Mr. President, this cola is for you, and on behalf of Igbos, may I present it to your distinguished self. Thank you very much. Eze Okeke, Ezimo, please bless it.
Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the kola nut has gone to the Eze Imo. His Royal Highness is Dr. E.C. Okeke for his blessing.
Ya ka anyị na-emere ọjị onye isi anyị n'Imo steeti wetara ọjị ahụkwalanụ ha asịzi m ka nzi unu obi ọfọ obi n'ugwu iwu na ka esi agba onye isi egbe hụ ka o si eze mbụ ndị eze mma mmanụ ndị eze anyị na-ahụrụ ọjị biko anyị na-asị ka anyị ghara igbu ya oge anyị ga-agbapụ ya ọsọ anyị mezupụna ya anyị na-akpọ Chineke ekekere ụwa ọgbara nkịta okwu dị n'ọnụ ọ gị duru onye isi ala anyị Naịjirịa dutere anyị ya taa na ihe ọma niile ka ọ na-emere anyị site na gọvanọ anyị na-ahụ ya anyị sị Chineke anyị na-ayọ gị ahụ isi ike ka ọ na-eje na-alọta na-asịkwa ya ọhụrụ na Imo steeti gọvanọ anyị wụ Oliver Twist ana m asị gị na-emekwere na-aga n'ihu mekwukwerie nke imere karịrị nke a si Chineke bịa lere ndị niile bere ebe a mgbe onye isi ala ga-alachi ya ukwu o jiri bịa ka ọ ga-eji alachi ya. Ihe ọma ka anyị ga na-enweta n'aka onye isi ala. Ọ ga-adịrị anyị ndụ ogologo. Ọ ga-ahụ gọvanọ anyị n'anya. Ajọ mmụọ na ajọ mmadụ a ga-agbasa ha. Ukwu ogede eji ya n'abata Imo steeti. Nna bịa gọzie ọjị a, gọzie ndị niile na-ata ya site n'afa Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, House of Rep, Your Excellency, the host governor, Your Excellency, the First Lady, due respect, I acknowledge everyone seated here. May I, at this juncture, invite the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, Chief Cosmos Iwu, to say a brief welcome remark to our august visitor. Chief Cosmos Iwu, to the microphone. Mr. President is not against us, to do our hands when there is need for us to do that. Thank you very much, sir.
Your Excellency, Ohaneze Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, Deputy Senate President. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of House of Rep. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State. Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, our own performing governor. Your Excellency, the wife of the Governor of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma. Your Excellency, the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Professor Ambassador Obiozo. Your Excellencies here present, please let me observe the protocols ably established by the Master of Ceremony. Your Excellency, Mr. President, on behalf of Imo State Government, we want to say a big welcome again to Imo State. It has not been a long time you came to Imo State to commission a project. We are happy again to have you in our midst to commission another landmark project in Imo State. This shows the love you have for Imo State. Despite your busy schedules, you always have time to come to Imo State. Whenever His Excellency the Governor invites you, to come and commission a project. It's good to inform you, Mr. President, that the Imo State Governor, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, has done Imo State proud. I don't know whether it will be breach of protocol, but Your Excellency, thank him for us. He's always ahead of the government, leading us in a rightful direction. All the campaign promises he made when we were canvassing for votes, within 3 years, despite inconveniences, despite insecurity, the governor has been able to make his mark. This is one of those projects that had direct impact on the economic and social life of the people, especially the Owerri Okigwe Road. There is a place we call Ekemele. Before now, even now that is September, you will hardly pass it within 4 hours. It was a nightmare for people in that zone. To come to Owerri was usually something to plan for. But today, and since that road was completed, in less than 20 minutes, people from Okigwe zone will come to Owerri without any problem. We are happy, Your Excellency, Mr. President. While we enjoy the roads and other projects, but His Excellency, the Governor, has put his name on the marble. Anybody that applies that road will say, this road was built during the governorship of Hope Uzodimma. And we are proud to be associated with him, as it happened during when I'm the secretary to the government. On behalf of Imo State government, I want to welcome Mr. President and assure you that what we are witnessing today is a product of prudent management of scarce resources put for the use of every Imo citizens. And we hope that we are going to invite His Excellency, Mr. President, to commission more projects in Imo State, because so many are in the pipeline. I want to welcome you on behalf of all of us and thank you and wish you safe journey while you are going back to Abuja. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much for that one, the SSG Chief Cosmas Iwu. And now for his welcome address, let's please make welcome the President General, Ohaneze Ndigbo, worldwide. For his goodwill message, Professor Ambassador George Obiozo. Please a round of applause.
President, Commander-in-Chief, Muhammad Buhari, Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma and his wife, the Deputy Governor, Professor Placid Njoko, traditional rulers, clergy, members of the House, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me stay on the protocol already established. It gives me a great pleasure to once again welcome Mr. President to Owerri, the heartland of Igbo nation. I recall that on Thursday night, September 2021, this same venue, I presented an address to His Excellency Mr. President on a wide range of issues of concern to our people and zone. So much has happened since then, but it is important to inform Mr. President that although our people are doing their utmost to confront a plethora of challenges, the two that are of the greatest importance as of today in the Southeast political zone are the issue of security and infrastructure. Your Excellency, Mr. President, it is a pleasure also to acknowledge with appreciation and immense gratitude your encouragement and support to the governments of the Southeast toward the development and growth of the Southeast zone. The people of Imo State, particularly, and the Igbo land in general, commend you for your acts of magnanimity. We also equally want to state categorically, and as you have seen in the projects we have commissioned today and those you did last year, that the Imo State Governor, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, is indeed a committed governor. Development-focused, transformation governor, and a statesman. In conclusion, Mr. President, I wish to reiterate and speak on behalf of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, both at home and in diaspora, that our people are committed to the Nigeria project. That we desire a country that provides the platform and opportunities to contribute our utmost best to the growth of our fatherland. We seek justice, equity, fairness, and going by our historical antecedents, we are in every part of Nigeria, and therefore claim to be the most federating of all Nigerians. As we bid you farewell and safe journey to Abuja, it will be my pleasure to present to Mr. President a booklet called The Journey So Far, which is a compilation of my public speeches as President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo. Mr. President, thank you very much. You are welcome. I thank you all.
We can do better for the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo. The presentation is being made to Mr. President. The governor is transmitting accordingly. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when we look at the history of today, considering the commissioning of Owerri-Olu Road, Owerri-Okigwe Road, and of course, the rehabilitated Imo State House of Assembly, we can now agree the 3R mantra of this administration: rehabilitation, reconstruction, and recovery. And now, with due respect to Mr. President, may I humbly invite this hope of Imo State, this hope that goes to Abuja to meet with Mr. President and he comes back bringing hope to Imo people. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor, Imo State, in the language of the Bible, may I say, Master, speak, your people hear it.
Where's my glass? Your Excellency, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Most Distinguished Senator Ovia Omo Agege, Deputy President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, Deputy Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja. Your Excellency, Barrister Mrs. Chioma Uzodinma, wife of the Governor of Imo State, representatives of governors of the Southeast who are here, Your Excellency, Professor Placid Njoko, Deputy Governor of Imo State, the President General Ohaneze Ndigbo, members of the National Assembly, serving and non-serving, Chairman of APC in Imo State, McDonald Ebere, PhD, all the candidates of APC for 2023 forthcoming elections who are in this hall. I recognize all of you. The Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Barrister Kennedy Ibe, and the Deputy Speaker and other members of Imo State House of Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, and the entourage of Mr. President. I have a very long list here, but if you will agree, I want to crave your indulgence to align myself with the protocol list already established by the Master of Ceremony. Should I go on? Those in favor say yeah, against say no, the yes have it. Your Excellency, Mr. President, on behalf of the government and good people of Imo State, I am very pleased to most warmly welcome you, our father, our leader, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, to our dear state of Imo. Imo State is the hospitality capital of Eastern Nigeria. Mr. President, sir, Imo people are delighted and excited to have you in our midst today. We are equally grateful that you kindly accepted to honor us with your esteemed presence for the second time in about 1 year, in spite of your incredible busy schedule. To put it mildly, my joy knew no bounds when you kindly accepted to come in person to commission these key projects, which are among the signature projects of this administration. I also welcome you in a very special way, all those who have accompanied Mr. President on this memorable visit which he has made for the purpose of commissioning 3 flagship projects successfully executed by my administration. May I also formally welcome and appreciate the various strata of Imo society who have assembled here to welcome our dear President. I'm also glad that you are here in your numbers from across and beyond Imo State. Indeed, leaders from Southeast are here to welcome our dear President. Today's event will serve as yet another testament to the unassailable resolve of my administration to serve Imo people with dedication and a deep sense of purpose. The landmark projects which have just been commissioned by Mr. President today include the dualized Owerri-Olu Road, the Owerri-Okigwe Road Phase 1, terminating at Angara, the rebuilt, refurnished, and equipped Imo State House of Assembly complex. Mr. President, each of these projects has a remarkable history behind it. For instance, the dualized Owerri-Olu Road, a 35-kilometer road, had been a nightmare for motorists for over 2 decades. The state of the road was made worse by its uniquely difficult topography, complicated by erosion, especially gully erosion at Njaba-Amucha axis, which has defied solution until now. Our people readily recall with some sense of trepidation the promise of President Shehu Shagari to tackle the Amucha erosion problem when he visited Imo State over 40 years ago. At the time of his visit, the erosion was already threatening to cut off the affected villages from the rest of Imo State. Unfortunately, that promise was not kept. Perhaps to underscore the high expectations of the people for a lasting solution to the Njaba-Amucha erosion menace, and their disappointment over the consequent inability of the then Shagari administration to keep its promise, our people evolved a saying which tagged any failed promise around here as Shagari's promise to Amucha people. The good news today is that that 40-year-old promise made by the Second Republic President has been partly fulfilled under the watch of President Muhammad Buhari. Mr. President, this is so because this federal road, the Owerri-Olu Carriage Road, which you have just commissioned, is the same federal road that cuts across the hitherto perilous Amucha erosion site. The intractable nature of the erosion at the Njaba end of the road was one of the lame excuses or reasons that previous administrations gave for not fixing such an economically important road. To the glory of God, we found the courage, the dedication, the means, and the requisite technology to fix it. I am happy and proud to share the good news that the seemingly intractable and dreaded Njaba erosion menace is now being comprehensively addressed. Beyond the reference to history, this road, which cuts across 7 local government areas of the state, is economically and geographically strategic. The farmers and entrepreneurs in the communities connected by this road now have the much needed access to the capital city of Owerri, where they can find a bigger market for their produce and wares. With this road, several other local markets located along and around the road have also been re-energized by increased patronage, which has been made possible by the improved access. Sellers and buyers living around on these roads are now very excited and happy. The road has also improved the ability of civil servants who live in these parts of the state to commute to work and return to their homes on a daily basis. Similarly, transporters and travelers who ply the road are already reporting improved business outlook and a better traveling experience through the state. More than anything else, it was the economic and social importance of the road that made it a priority project and informed our determination to realize it in spite of the uphill task it was. The second project, which is the 52-kilometer Owerri-Okigwe Road, which facilitates our access to parts of Abia, Enugu, and the Igbo states, experienced the same fate of abandonment until the intervention of our administration. In the abandoned state, a journey from Owerri to Okigwe took up to 3 hours instead of the normal 50 minutes or less. This was also partly because the intractable gully erosion at Akabo and many other failed portions of the road made it impossible. The impassable portion became death traps and forced motorists to take a detour through narrow paths in several villages before being able to access the motorable parts of the road. The construction of the first phase of the road from Owerri to Angara has now been realized under your watch. Mr. President, it is our commitment to deliver the second phase of the road before the end of January next year. Mr. President, I say under your watch again because the construction of these key roads, including some ongoing ones, has been made possible through your support and encouragement. In line with your administration's commitment to the sustenance of democracy through strengthening of its institutions and the different arms of government, my administration embarked upon the total reconstruction, rebuilding of the State House of Assembly complex. As a matter of fact, when I assumed office as the governor of the state, the House of Assembly complex had been completely abandoned and had become a shadow of itself. Indeed, for over 10 years, lawmakers had fled the complex for a temporary accommodation outside the complex for fear of losing their lives because of its level of dilapidation, which had made it a death trap. Believing that the state legislators deserve a better meeting place, I was moved to embark on the capital-intensive project of rebuilding the assembly complex. I had to do this because I'm aware that the legislature is the bastion of democracy as well as the symbol of the people's power. As we know, the parliamentarians are the representatives of all our people. So the House of Assembly is the meeting point of the people, irrespective of their political differences. I am proud to announce to you, Mr. President, that the Assembly complex, which houses the People's Parliament, has now come back to life. Mr. President, sir, I'm talking about the imposing edifice that you have just kindly commissioned for us today. Your Excellency, these 3 projects are part of the signature projects which are currently receiving the attention of my administration. It is noteworthy, however, to mention that there are several other road and infrastructure projects which my administration is undertaking. While some of these have been completed, many more are still under construction or awaiting inauguration. We pride ourselves as apostles of road revolution because in less than 3 years since I took over as the governor, this administration has done more than 105 roads across the 27 local governments of the state. Under our prosperity agenda, encapsulated in reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery, we intend to connect all communities in the state with motorable roads before the end of our first term. In line with this well-laid-out plan, we only recently flagged off the construction of 2 new roads that are key to economic development of the state, which incidentally are also federal roads. These 2 important roads can be rightly described as the economic arteries of the state, as they directly link us to Abia and Anambra states. In addition, they also serve as access roads to many more states, including Ebonyi State, Akwa Ibom State, and Cross River states. This implies that when completed, they will boost interstate trade and tourism between us and other states. The 2 roads have one thing in common, and that is prolonged negligence and abandonment. The first of this is the long-neglected Owerri, Mbise, Obo, and Umuahia Road, while the other is the equally long-neglected Olu, Mgbe, Akokwa, Uruala, Oga Road. As I speak, the engineering designs for the construction of these 2 routes is making rapid progress. I wish to emphatically put it on record that by the time these roads are completed, our people should have a firm handle to drive the economic and social revival of our state. I make bold to say that when these 2 federal roads are delivered, to add to the 2 Your Excellency has just commissioned, virtually all the 27 local governments in the state would have been linked by solid, properly laid out, and durable highways that will massively transform the economic landscape of the state for good. Mr. President, I am proud to tell you that our goal is to leave Imo State far better than we met it. In the pursuit of this goal, we have remained steadfast, we have remained tenacious, and we have remained resilient. Above all, we have refused to be distracted by the threats of insecurity and social media blackmail and propaganda, most of which are politically contrived and sponsored. So I'm confident that soon, when the work is done, we can look back and proudly say, yes, we did it. Yes, we did it. We did that which looked impossible, and we did it in just 4 years. So shall it be to the glory of God. Mr. President, we have refused to succumb to social media blackmail and propaganda. Rather, we have decided to concentrate so that our performance will strategically speak for us. Because according to the popular saying in this part of the world, it is an acceptable norm that seeing is believing. You will recall, sir, that during your last visit, you commissioned the Ohaneze Ndigbo Obinze Road, which links 2 federal government-owned tertiary institutions, namely the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and the Federal Polytechnic, Nekede. You also inaugurated the Iwayamu bypass. You inaugurated the brand new Executive Council chambers and the balloon flood control technology. These are strong indicators of our commitment to recover our state from their infrastructure deficit, as well as usher our people into a new world of unparalleled economic opportunities. We remain grateful to you, Mr. President, as our father, for always being there for us, for supporting us in diverse ways and making it possible for us to serve our people better. The fact that you have been to Imo State twice in a space of 1 year is a clear confirmation that you have a special love for Imo State and her people. Beyond that, you have also repeatedly demonstrated your love for Ndigbo, and Ndigbo in particular. Your kind approval recently for the federal government's takeover of Avanikoku College of Education, a matter that has been lingering for 2 decades, is a clear pointer in this direction. Again, only recently, you approved for the Federal Medical Center in Owerri to be upgraded to a teaching hospital for clinical practice and research by students and staff of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Mr. President, the establishment of a naval base at Oguta is another testimony for your care for Igbo people. This could not have come at a more critical time than now. If I dare list all you have done for Imo State, we may not live here today. But I can't leave out the fact that your prompt intervention helped to restore peace and order in our state. But for your timely, prompt, and fatherly intervention through the security agencies, Imo State would have been overrun by bandits and hoodlums. For this, I also say a big thank you, Mr. President. You have also demonstrated your love for Ndigbo through the completion of the Second River Niger Bridge, a project that has been on the bucket list of Ndigbo for decades. This is a project that previous administrations paid lip service to and turned it into a campaign taunt of Ndigbo. But without much fanfare, you have tackled the multi-billion naira project head-on. Mr. President, I must tell you that since the end of the Civil War, it is under your administration that the federal government will do one project at a cost in excess of 360 billion naira. It has never done by any government before 2015. Today, the bridge is almost completed, awaiting commissioning. The same goes for the upgrading of Enugu Airport to a proper international airport with all the necessary facilities in place. The reconstruction of Aba-Umuahia Enugu to Onitsha Dual Carriageway is yet another landmark project of your administration in the Southeast. There are indeed many more, and we are truly grateful for you. We are truly grateful for your very kind disposition towards us. Ndigbo appreciates it. We are indeed very grateful. Mr. President, we continue to commend you. We continue to thank you, while also expecting that we will continue to support Ndigbo and do more projects in the Southeast. What then, Mr. President, shall we repay you with? First, we offer and assure you of our loyalty. Secondly, we pledge to be law-abiding to make it easier for you to govern Nigeria. And thirdly, I will continue to serve Imo State. I will continue to serve Imo people with utmost honesty, dedication, accountability, and the fear of God. And on this, I will not fail, knowing that this is what you expect of me. Thank you, Mr. President, for visiting us for the second time and for accepting to commission our projects on 3 occasions. We shall await your next visit to commission more projects. I wish you and your entourage a very safe and smooth return to Abuja. And please say us well to your family when you get back. For Ndimwa, thank you very much for standing by me and for believing in me. Without your support, we couldn't have done much. Thank you also, my brothers and sisters from Southeast, from different states in the Southeast, and those who came from outside Southeast. Thank you, the Deputy Senate President and Deputy Speaker, for finding time to identify with me in this occasion. I want to join hands and join all of us to welcome Mr. President to Owerri. Mr. President, you are welcome. Ndewo. May God bless all of us as we return safely to our different destinations. Long live Imo State. Long live Southeast. Long live Mr. President. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless all of us.
Every day by day, I just celebrate. Everything I do.
Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the natural thing would be to invite Mr. President. But Mr. President, I am conscious of protocols. I am aware that once you have spoken, we take the national anthem. Permit us, Your Excellency, to invite the Deputy Governor of Imo State to give a vote of thanks that is befitting of this great event. Professor Placid Njoku, vote of thanks.
Your Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, and Mama Imo, Barrister Mrs. Chioma Uzodimma, the Deputy Senate President of the Senate, and the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. I would like to say, Mr. President, that in unison, the Imo people thank Almighty God for the gift of distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. He is a special gift to Imo State at a critical time as this. It is thought that there's hardly any other person, or there are not many people who would have been able to stand the heat that exists today in Imo State, but somebody with the courage, with the broad shoulder, and the special gift of distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. We do know, Your Excellency, Mr. President, that distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma derives most of his inspiration from you. He is constantly in touch with you. Each time he comes back from a trip to Abuja, he brings new ideas and new hope to the state. You can see for yourself that in 2 visits, you have commissioned very many signature projects delivered by distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. And so, we are very grateful to you for the support you have constantly given to him, the courage that you've allowed him to exhibit as he marshals out the intellect in him, the sagacity in him, the savvy elements that make him. For the second time in a year, this is September, and last year, September, you were here. We are hoping that you will come again before the end of your tenure to commission the second phase of the Owerri Okigwe Road. And indeed, the other 2 roads, Owerri Umuahia and Olo Akokwa roads. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had a great day. God has been gracious with us. Some rainmakers, Your Excellency, had indicated that they were going to bring the rains down today. And what we did as chairman of committee of the planning committee for this event was to tell our people to go on their knees and pray to God, because we believe in God. And they did. And I think we've had one of the best weathers in a very long time. And so, Your Excellency, we thank you very much for coming. We expect you to come again soon. And we wish you a very safe journey back to Abuja. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. I'd like that we, at this point in time, please, can we have some quiet in the hall? And I appreciate the governor, who symbolizes trust and loyalty to his friends, well-wishers, and associates, and has brought hope to the downtrodden in Imo State. Please, a round of applause for the governor of Imo State again. A vote of thanks, actually. Mr. President, I learned something from the Indians when I had the privilege of going to India. Vote of thanks actually are meant to be very brief. Indians would do it in a very different manner. The only thing they do that is similar to ours is the observance of protocol. And we hear something like, Mr. President, Your Excellency, Deputy Governor, all of you, thank you very much for coming. But in thanking everybody in India, you have to thank everybody individually so you can carry everybody along. And without wasting time, I'd like to start with the President. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And a thank you has been done. But ladies and gentlemen, because of the import of this event, the Deputy Governor has taken us through that. But I'd like to, at this juncture, crave on your indulgence to please do join me in welcoming the tallest president ever in Nigeria from 1999 to date, who has also left an indelible mark with the things that he's doing, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the #1 citizen of Nigeria, for his address at this juncture. Can we please give a bigger round of applause?
Yeah, please sit down. Please sit down. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, and your wife, the Deputy Senate President, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, honorable ministers, religious leaders, the President of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, our royal fathers, illustrious sons and daughters of Imo State and the Southeast, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be back in Imo State, the Eastern Heartland, to commission a number of projects executed by the administration of His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodimma. I'm happy to note that within just 3 years of the administration of Governor Uzodimma, I have made 2 official visits to Imo State to commission projects in the state. On each occasion, I have received very warm hospitality of Imo people, for which I am always appreciating. As it is often said in local Igbo parlance, a good road deserves a second passage. It is a pleasant coincidence that the name of your governor, Uzodimma, is derived from this same idiom. Little wonder, therefore, that he has made the provision of good roads one of his top priorities. Our administration recognizes the importance of critical infrastructure in economic development, and we are determined to drive the economic development of Nigeria through the provision of vital infrastructure across the length and the breadth of the country. This can be seen in our commitment to certain critical projects such as deep seaports, new airport terminals and buildings, various railway projects, a network of gas and power infrastructure, roads and bridges, including the second Niger Bridge, telecommunications, infrastructure, to mention but a few. I am therefore happy to see that the APC administration of Governor Uzodimma is doing similar improvement here in Imo State. I commend the governor for being able to do so with the limited resources at the disposal of the state government. This proves that when leaders are dedicated and focused, much can be achieved for our people. In my last visit here, I encourage you all to support your governor so that he can do more for the people of Imo State. I am happy that you took my advice, and today he has presented to me 3 key projects for commissioning. I have just commissioned the dualized Oweri-Olu Road, the Oweri-Okigwe Road, Phase 1, and the rebuilt House of Assembly complex. I am told that these 2 major roads, which I commissioned, cut through several local government areas of the state. The roads will therefore serve as major stimulants to the local economy of these parts of the state. I am also now aware that previous administrations in the state were unable to fix these roads because of their unique and difficult terrains, which are complicated by erosion. So it took the sheer determination and the courage of the current government to fix these roads. So I say bravo to the governor of Imo State, whose name I was informed means good road. I was also informed that the House of Assembly complex, which I have just commissioned, was dilapidated and abandoned for over 10 years before the intervention of the present administration. This is equally commendable because the importance of the legislative arm of government, the sustenance of democracy. I therefore applaud the governor for according due respect to this arm of government, which is at the heart of our democracy. Let me also briefly comment on what the government of Imo State has termed the road revolution going on in the state. But I prefer to call it an infrastructure revolution. On our part, the federal government will continue to support the government of Imo State to ensure that it continues to provide the dividends of democracy to the people. This support is equally available to all the states of the Federation, irrespective of the differences in political party affiliations. Once again, I thank the people of Imo State for supporting your governor. I urge you to continue to do so to enable this administration, which he leads, concentrate on the task of good governance. I also thank the government and people of Imo State for the hospitality and warm reception which you always extend to me and my delegation whenever we are here. I wish you the best. Thank you very much indeed. And God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please sit down. I have to digress from my prepared speech. Talk of infrastructural development. Since my last visit, I was very impressed to have seen what has been done within this short time and the paucity of resources. I don't think many state governments would like to invite me because having known that I have been here twice and my honest comments on what I saw, not what I heard, maybe they are not prepared to invite me, and I don't mind not being invited. The question of insecurity and the bandits, the second Niger bridge. If Nigerians would reflect, anyway, to be frank to you, I have been blaming Nigerian elite for not sitting and thinking hard about our country. Between 1999 and 2015, when we came in, I like people to check the central bank and NNPC. The average production was 2.1 million barrels a day. Average production, 2.1 million barrels a day. At the average cost of $100 American per barrel. So Nigeria was earning for that time 2.1 million times 100 times the number of days in those years. But to look at the state of the infrastructure, some of the roads since the good old PTF days, look at the railway, it was virtually killed. Power, we are still struggling. But when we came, was an unfortunate incident. The militants in the south were unleashed. Production went down to 500,000 barrels a day. And again, being unfortunate, the cost of petroleum went down from $28 to $37. But look at the problem in the northeast. Check with anybody from Borno or Adama, how many local governments were in the hands of the government then? They were in the hands of so-called Boko Haram, bloody, fraudulent people, whoever they are. They are fraudulent. But now, go and ask the hard-working governor of Borno State, very hard-working governor. Federal government is still there in charge now. So, relative terms of time and resources, this administration has done extremely well. I have to say it because those who are supposed to say it are not saying it. I didn't know why. Thank you very much.
The President deserves a better round of applause than that. Thank you very much, Mr. President. You've actually done exceedingly well. We're just going to invite a few of you to join the President.
We just listened to a very brief presentation by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, who is just spoken at this a town hall meeting hosted by the Executive Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, the Governor of Imo State. Mr. President is on one-day official working visit to Imo State. The capital is Owerri, southeast part of Nigeria. He's commissioned some road infrastructure over the last couple of hours, and he just finished this particular meeting with the governor, his executive members of his team, as well as other stakeholders and other leaders of thought in the southeast. And Mr. President spoke about the state of the economy, the price of oil, the insecurity in the northern part of the country, and how much his administration had done over the last 7 years in terms of road, rail, and investment in power sector or electricity. And he said that the previous administrations had not done as much as his administration had done, with even more resources in the past years. So those were some of the things President Buhari said. But he also thanked the government and the people of Imo State for the warm hospitality he has received, and his entourage from the federal capital to Imo State, and now is rounding off this particular part of the working visit. Is beginning to gradually wound down as we've listened to Mr. President. Of course, before Mr. President, we've seen other speakers, including the Governor Hope Uzodinma and others who spoke glowingly of the various projects across various sectors, including security, that President Buhari's administration has provided Imo State and the Southeast since he came into office some 7 years ago. So that's, you see some photo ops right now at the venue of the event in Owerri. We've been covering this for you live here on Arise News. This is the live coverage of the one-day official working visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Imo State under the administration of the state governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma. This has been Arise News live event coverage from Owerri, the state capital of Imo State. We'll be coming back now to our regular programming here on Arise News. We thank you everyone for watching.